All right, let's dive into a really powerful and I think really hopeful spiritual idea. We're going to talk about the journey from our very human mistakes to divine mercy. And we'll see how forgiveness can be so much more than just a word. It can be a practice that completely transforms your life.
You know, this quote just gets right to the heart of it all. It tells us something fundamental right from the start. We all mess up, every single one of us. And the point isn't to feel ashamed about that. It's to see it as the starting line. It's the point from which we can grow and turn back to a better path.
So, first things first, before we can even begin to talk about forgiveness, we have to really get our heads around this idea. Making mistakes isn't a bug in the system, it's a feature of being human.
And this is such a crucial distinction to make. Righteousness isn't some impossible standard of perfection where you never put a foot wrong. Nope. Even the most devoted people stumble. The real measure of faith is what you do after you fall. It's all about the comeback, how quickly and how sincerely you decide to turn back.
Okay, so if we accept that messing up is just part of the deal, what's the solution? Well, that brings us right to the core of what we're talking about today, the divine gift of forgiveness. In Islam, this is known as istighfar, and is described as a door that is always, always open to everyone.
So what is istighfar exactly? Well, it's so much more than just saying the words, "I'm sorry." Think of it as a course correction for the soul. It's a conscious act of turning your whole being, your heart, your thoughts, your actions, and pointing them back in the right direction, back towards the divine. It's about fixing that spiritual connection.
And here's the promise, straight from the source. This is what's so incredible. The message here isn't that you might find forgiveness if you're lucky. It's a guarantee. The moment you turn back and seek it, you will find God forgiving and merciful. The door isn't just unlocked, it's wide open and waiting for you.
But there is one key thing. For this to really work, it has to be sincere. It's not a magic spell or just a phrase you can rattle off. It has to come from the heart. And luckily, there's a really clear framework for what makes that repentance genuine.
These are the 4 pillars that make it real. First, recognition. You have to admit it. You have to own the mistake. Second, remorse. You need to feel that genuine pang of regret in your heart. Third, removal. You stop doing it right now. And fourth, resolution. You make a rock-solid commitment to yourself and to God that you won't go back to it. You get those 4 pillars in place, and you've got sincere repentance.
Now get this, 100. That's the number of times a day that the Prophet Muhammad, who was considered to be protected from sin, would ask God for forgiveness. Just let that sink in. If he made it a priority 100 times a day, what does that say about how important it should be for the rest of us? It's a profound lesson in humility. So, with all the different ways you can seek forgiveness, you might be wondering, is there like a master key? The best of the best? And the answer is yes. It's called Sayyid al-Istighfara, which literally means the master prayer for forgiveness. It's considered the most comprehensive and powerful one of all.
And here's just a piece of it. It's so beautiful. You're acknowledging who God is, you're recognizing all the good things He's given you, and then you're just laying it all out there, admitting your own fault, and then you put all your hope in Him. You see how it perfectly captures those 4 pillars we just talked about? It's all right there. And the promise that comes with this specific prayer is, well, it's just mind-blowing. The teaching is that if you say this with total belief in the morning and you happen to pass away before evening comes, you are promised paradise. And the same thing goes if you say it in the evening and pass away before the next morning. It makes the benefit so immediate, so tangible.
Okay, so the rewards for the next life are obviously huge, but what about right here, right now? Does this practice of istighfar actually have an impact on our day-to-day lives?
The answer is a massive yes. Just look at this list. We're talking about tangible, worldly benefits. More provision, better finances, more strength, even things like unlocking problems that you're stuck on. The idea is that seeking forgiveness is like cleaning the spiritual pipes. Once they're clear, all the blessings can flow into your life much more easily. But as amazing as all those worldly benefits are, we have to bring it back to the big picture, the main prize, the ultimate reward. Can you just imagine that for a second? It's the day of judgment, you're looking at the record of your life, and you see that it's just filled with all these instances of you asking for forgiveness. That feeling of relief, of pure joy, that's what this is about. Every single time you seek forgiveness, you're making an investment in your eternal future. And that's the end game, right? That's the destination. This path of constantly turning back, of sincerely asking for mercy. It all leads to that one goal,
that every believer is striving for, an eternal home of absolute peace in the presence of the divine.
I absolutely love this advice from one of the great early scholars. It's just so practical. He's saying, don't wait for a special moment. Do it all the time. When you're at home, when you're eating, when you're walking down the street. Why? Because you have no idea when that moment of divine mercy is going to descend, and you want to be caught in the act of asking for it.
And really, that's the question it all comes down to, isn't it? If that door to mercy is always open, if the rewards are this immense both in this life and the next, the only question left to answer is a personal one. What are we waiting for?